Yeah. All right. Well, hey guys. I think we're here. And this is my okay. Yeah, I think we're here. This is obviously well, maybe not obvious to you. My first time Facebook living in general, and for the podcast that I've been doing. And this is kind of fun because I'm kind of I like tech and all that stuff. So I'm trying to figure out a way to use my camera and something standard than just the computer monitor. I did Joe Boyle's Life, the YouTube channel a while ago, and that was with the laptop camera and some, just the computer audio, which is fine, but I kind of like making things a production. As much as I hate production and love production at the same time, you know, all those all those things live inside of me. But this is kind of cool. This is fun, first time for me. So yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. I actually had this thought about I think it was last weekend. I was talking to someone, and we had some random thoughts about sci-fi and spirituality, actually, which is funny. Which is something which that was. I mean, I don't know how the conversation went there. We were talking about Deep Space Nine. For all of those who are Trek fans and would love that. Um, but anyways, that was funny. But he was like, "You should Facebook Live some stuff," and I had already kind of been thinking about it. And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know how to do it. Like, let's just do it." So I actually spent like last weekend trying to figure it out and doing it the way I would want to do it. So this is pretty cool. We're just gonna do this, and it's gonna be a short podcast today. I don't have like a ton on my mind or a ton of bullet points or anything that I wanted to specifically talk about. Just, I mean, a couple things. Obviously, that's why we're here. Um, but it's not gonna. They're usually about a half hour, so I doubt this will go that long. But I wanted to do the Facebook Live for a few reasons. I mean, I think it's cool to, and I'll try and give some more lead time into when I'll be doing this. I gave a solid half hour for to people so they knew, so they could watch it. But it's okay. I actually didn't want a whole lot of people the first time because I wasn't really sure how this was going to go. So I'm okay with that short lead time, and but hopefully in the future this will be fun, and we can. It'll be fun to have a place where we can start talking about things, and if you have want to chime in on something, I'll probably like talk what I want to talk about first, because it's my podcast. I'm just kidding, sort of. But and then like kind of go over. Well, actually, I just can't do two things at the same time. And then I'll look over to see if anyone commented. I doubt anyone will this time. It's such a short notice. If someone does, it'd be great. If not, also great. But here we are, just doing some things. So that's my very very long preamble on why I'm videoing this, and I'll take the audio. If you're listening to this later on just the podcast, well, not now you know what I'm gonna try and do this. Probably not every time, but I kind of want to do it every time. So we'll see. Be kind of cool. But yeah, if you're listening on the podcast, yeah, this was recorded. Right now it's Sunday evening. Maybe we'll try and do a weekly schedule or something. But if anyone knows me, I usually don't tie me down with a schedule. But actually, it's actually most freeing because then when you're doing it in your brain, it's less thinking. Actually, it's less work when you kind of know when you're going to do something every day, every week. But anyways, I could ramble forever. I'm just having fun, like clicking around and stuff right now. So bear with me. Anyways, all right. So I really only had about 3 points that were important enough for me to. It's actually this started last week. And who knows? This might morph into something else. It usually does, but not always. I was in an interesting spot last week, just in terms of like weird things that came to mind. Weird as in like the timing of it. It was really random. I just wrote it down in like a draft, like on a note, and I was just like, this be kind of worth talking about. And to keep it short in the few points that I have, I thought this would be a good segue into the video chatting, the video living, and all that good stuff. But all right, so what I'm gonna do is talk about a few practices that I've been doing lately. And when I say practices, I really just mean like things that have come to mind to do intermittently lately. Not anything that I like tried to think of or tried to put in my life. But just yeah, just kind of random things that I've been talking about or thinking about. So maybe I should also say why I think why these things have come to mind. As I've mentioned in previous podcasts, I want to be just someone who can, not just someone, but I want to create a space and be someone who can just help maybe give words to maybe how you're feeling. Maybe you know how you're feeling but don't have words for it. Let's create space to think a little bit differently. And we're all human. We all kind of feel generally the same way, I'd imagine. I don't think it's too far off. And yeah, so these things along with that, lost my train of thought. Along with that, lately, I've just been thinking about how we all derive meaning and want meaning in life, obviously, and we one huge way for that for all of us, I think, is we want to feel like we're contributing to something larger, something bigger than ourselves. Because I mean, we love taking care of ourselves, but that does get kind of, boring at before too long. Because you're like, okay, but like, who else is it for? I think there's something wired in each of us to like, we want to live for someone, for something. You know what? I wonder if that's why. This is totally random, not in any of my notes, but I like all 3 lines of my notes today. But I wonder if that's like why we want to have like kids generally, like. Because we want to give ourselves away, and I don't have any kids, but I could really see that I mean, like, what else is there? Like, you're really giving yourself away. I mean, there's many things. You don't have to have kids. It's just, it seems to be one of the most prevalent things, where you're really giving yourself away to somebody who really can't give back to you at all, and you're just pouring your life into them because you want them to grow and to succeed and to be a new life. And I'm sure you have hopes and dreams for them, and him or her, or I know that's a conversation. I won't get into that because I'm not intelligent enough to talk about it, but yeah, it's really pouring your life into something. We want to contribute to something, so yeah, I'll jump into my first point, I think there. I'll probably backtrack a little bit. But I've been thinking about this earlier. So lately, it's probably due to quarantine and pandemic and all that and COVID. Oh, by the way, if you listen to my last podcast, I'm healthy now, out of isolation. We can hang out. I'm probably scientifically, technically, one of the safest people you can hang out with now for a while, in terms of catching COVID. There's no way I'm contagious now, right? Because I had it, but it's pretty mild. It's pretty mild, all things considered. I was just tired a lot. Had a fever for a few days, and did lose the taste and smell. Taste and smell, yeah. I actually didn't think I was really that sick. I mean, it crossed my mind because I'm like, once I lost it, like that I had COVID, but once I lost the taste and smell, I was like, oh shoot, here it is. So, but pretty much back, pretty much healthy. I think so. But anyways, so just felt like updating y'all on that. But so back to my point here. In terms of meaning and quarantine. So generally, been waking up ish lately. Just, you start, how you wake up and a lot of times, depending where you are, like you think through like your day, you start getting, I don't know about you, I start getting anxious about all the things I want to do today. And I or that need to get done. And I think I heard this elsewhere. But someone said start their day, like while they're still like lying there as they're waking up, I think they said they wiggle their fingers and toes. I don't know why I heard this, but they kind of feel the extremities of their body. But they also said like they wanted to immediately be grateful, like while in that twilight waking up state, instead of like the anxious state that you can get into. And I want to like the do and what do I have to do today. They first wanted to like just be grateful for like the day yesterday and today, and That's something I've been incorporating, trying to incorporate. Like let's not be anxious right now. This is actually like waking up as a part of my day. Is kind of what I've been thinking about as I remember. This is let's take this as not something to get through to get to the day, but this is literally the start of my conscious day, and I want to yes, also start off by being grateful. And I had this thought. I want to remember that I woke up for a reason. Like I didn't have to wake up today. Um, and this kind of because it was so long ago, harkens back to what I said previously about wanting to have meaning by contributing to society or something greater. Um, like larger than yourself. It's like, but I woke up for a reason. Like, who am I here? Like, who am I here for today? Is something I'd like to think about. And if you know me, I know I don't always live up to this, so judge lightly. I try to, but I woke up for a reason, and I heard. I just rip other things off that I've heard. I don't remember where I hear them from, but I want to, generally. I mean, always, but like what am I here today for? Who will I be like interacting with that I can foresee, and like I want to leave people better off um after we've interacted. It doesn't always happen. I know. But these are things that go through my head, and we can try together, to do this. So yeah, I want to say I woke up for a reason. Like why am I here today? And there doesn't need to be an answer to that. It's more of like the recognition, realization, like you just are here for a reason. Um, you might, depending on the day, you might have something like really specific of like that you're here for. You might have specific and ambiguity. And the other thing I wrote down is just wait to see what that is. Be conscious of the fact that you are here for a reason, and it's kind of cool depending where you are, like you don't know what it is yet, but you know it's for something because you woke up. Um, I think that thought puts a lot of importance. It draws a lot of importance on our own lives. Because we can really go through the motions. We can really just do our thing. And kind of forget why we're here, why we're alive, and why we even want. Like this sounds morbid, but I don't mean it that way. Why we even want to be alive? Like why are we here every day? Um, but I think like thinking that thought, like I woke up for a reason, it can draw the importance back to your life. And I mean that it goes for everyone's life. Like the people around you also woke up for a reason. Um, so it's kind of cool to think about. Yeah, this is gonna get religious for a second. I don't know how you feel about that, but it's okay. You know who I am. It's cool. It's what I do. It reminds me like we're all, if you like, we all believe, like if you believe this, I think in some way we probably all do. I mean, we may use different language, but like if we all believe like the image of God, that old, I guess technically it's ancient speech, right? Like if we all have like God in us, like the image of God, we're made with the divine um in us, like that we're all important. That reminds me. I love the I think this is true. Someone correct me if it's not. I have the word, I should pay attention to it more. I have a namaste above my door. And I mean I actually forget to look at it, but when I do look at it, it's like I believe namaste means the correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm wrong, I want to be right, and I'll choose another word for it. May the divine in me bow to the divine in you, and it's just like again, just that great respect of each person, the divine, the important. Like we're all really important, and I know when I'm busy or I got my own thing I want to do, as important as that statement sounds, like how easy is it to forget? Like, oh, like you're important too. Like, no, what I need to get done is kind of most important, and what and we just I get tunnel vision. I say I believe all these lofty things, and I do, but and I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't think because like we're all in the same boat, which kind of helps. Unless you're really awesome, and then I will be your student and um, you know learn more from you. But yeah, I know yeah we get tunnel vision, but yeah, we're all important. Is where I'm getting at. Is where I'm getting at with this. Yeah, all that stemmed from I woke up for a reason. You woke up for a reason, and it can be. I suppose it has to be. It can be whatever you want it to be. It can be bigger than what you currently are if you're feeling despair, which is a little easier to feel these days than maybe other days. But so this also led to my next. It's a very similar line of thinking, but this actually only did this once or twice. But now that I'm probably talking about it, it'll happen more often because that's the way you draw attention to it. But I must have been in a super reflective mood one evening, and I was eating dinner, and I think it was dinner. It doesn't really matter. I was having a meal, sometime during the day, and I was like, why am I eating? Now, here's what I mean. Like, I mean, I know why we eat, but like, what I'm like, I'm eating like we eat to stay alive. Step one, right? Of why we eat. I mean, obviously, usually it tastes good, and that's on a level of humanity, and that's great. We love food, but I'm like, why am I eating? Like, what am I? And here's how I meant, like, what am I preparing myself for? Like, why? And this can sound super morbid, but I mean it on like just like an everyday thinking kind of way. Like, what am I preparing myself for? Why am I choosing to stay alive? What? And here's maybe a less morbid way to say it. What do I want to be alive for? I read in a line in a book recently. This kind of half correlates, half doesn't. It was a Rob Bell book. I feel like I have to quote because like I feel like I'm plagiarizing. If I can remember, I'll quote. But he said, what was it? If you take yourself too seriously, it stops you from the thing you're seriously here to do. And I thought that was great. And I was but so the same thing with the eating. It's like, what am I seriously here to do that I'm eating for? And I don't want to take myself too seriously because that's kind of like that kind of stunts like your not growth, but it puts undue pressure on yourself. And but I think it's good to hold lightly, like and loosely, not in an unimportant way, but because it's so important, you kind of have to hold it loosely because you're like, oh, I can do. There's a lot I can do. There's a lot I'm capable of. You're capable of. We're capable of. It's hard, and I think we need people to remind us of that. We're all capable of a lot. And what you want to do, and that's why. Well, I won't get into that right now. Let's do too much of a rabbit trail, I think, but. Yeah, so I was like, why? It was funny the way it struck me. How certain things. I'm like, why am I eating? Like, what am I here for? What do I want to do? So, yeah, I was gonna say I want to encourage you. I don't want to say it that way. It's more of just it's yeah. Why are we eating? What do we want to do here? I thought that was interesting. Yeah, it kind of just brings into light, like, well, kind of like, what do I want to do tomorrow? Like, if I could change something, what do I want? It kind of brings that into light too. Like, what do I want? What am I eating here for? And all three of my big, call it the big three, items here they're all related. It's like different takes, on the same kind of idea. And here was this, I don't know where this thought came from, but I was like, because it also feels just as random, but I was like, all right. So it's going to sound kind of weird at first, but just roll with me on this. What would I be jealous of if I saw someone else doing? Okay. So just think about that for a second. What would you be jealous of if you saw someone else doing? And I thought about that, and I was like, well, and here's what I mean by it first. I was like, it's not jealous in terms of like, I want this or I want that, or I mean, I guess that is the root of jealousy, but I mean it more as like, a means of attaining information. It's like plumbing the depths of yourself. Um, like if you're jealous about something, and if you're just imagining it, as someone else doing something you want to do, is how I mean it. So if like imagine someone else doing something, and are you jealous of that? And you're probably going to project, I imagine, something that you want to do. And if you are jealous of that, I think it's just information. If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling stuck's probably the best word. You feel like you need to do something new or shake off something old. Um, that item, that thing you thought about that you imagine someone else doing that you'd be jealous of, it's good feedback to yourself. It's good information saying like, I wish I like, if you find yourself saying, I wish I did that, or I wish I was in that position, or I wish I was doing, X, Y, or Z, or I wish I had that for this reason. Um, I all I mean is on that level, you can then, it's information to yourself on like what do you want, because I think it's hard to know ourselves. It is. I think we it sounds negative, I don't mean it this way. We can like, I would say lie to ourselves, but I don't mean it that way. It's more just like, I think we're just complex beings. Like it's hard to know what we really feel because we have so many like different voices, like different like sources of information, and different like what do I want, what am I supposed to do, what's like responsible, like what do I feel like people are telling me to do. And it's there's just a lot of noise in life, I guess, is all I'm really getting at. And so it can be hard to know, like, I don't know, what do you want to do in this situation? If you could change your life for something different, it's 1% changes. I'm just starting there. It's all I'm talking about. It's all anything. It's just I think it's a good way of just, and again, information for yourself on maybe the different slightly change the trajectory of your life a few degrees, if you can. Before you know it, you're, miles apart from where you would have been over the course of the long haul. It's like Apollo 13 when they had to, do a burn for a course correction. That small burn doesn't make much, but if you think of a pie in a circle, the small radius at the beginning, over many miles, over a long time, it's larger, right, at the end. The radius. The distance between the points. I'm not going to get too sciencey, you know what I mean? So, if you don't, that's cool. Yeah, so just good information to ask yourself if, again, feeling stuck, you want to change, and I'll probably need someone to, I'll probably need to listen to this again later on, because, I'm sure there'll be some things I want to change. I'm like, what do I do? I'll need to preach to myself. So, yeah, guys, I mean that's really about it today. A little bit shorter, like I said. I'm actually not sure where we are in time. That's all right. I'm about a half hour into it. It's longer than I thought, but a lot of rambling. It was fun. Um, yeah, I really think that's about it. Hope to keep doing this. As I have a grouping of thoughts that I feel like I want to share, I'll be doing that. I don't anticipate there being any comments, being such short notice and the first one, but if there is, looks like not. I got one here. From Dale. He gave me a verse, Romans 8:28. God works good in all things for those who love the Lord. Yeah, that's a good verse. It's kind of, I think of that and I'm thinking like that's like a rest. It's like you don't need to. We strive really hard. We don't need to rest, or we can rest. We don't need to. I don't know. Oh, that reminds me of another verse. Okay, we're gonna get real Bible right now. I don't know why I talk like this when I say Bible, but for some reason it just fit. So that verse also reminded me of something I read recently. I think it's in Luke somewhere. Reading this book lately, and it led me to this passage. I don't know, but basically it said the Bible verse was like, live carefree in the care of God, and it was all about like it was the same verse if you grew up in the church or the Bible, or I don't know, just around. You probably heard this first, but it's like it's basically like God made all the wildflowers and they're beautiful, and hardly anyone even sees a fraction of any of the wildflowers like in the world. And it's like it was Jesus saying like in the version I was reading, it was so funny. It struck me differently. I've read it a lot and over the years, and then it's like it was Jesus basically saying like, dude, relax, like just like I'm trying to get you to relax. Is basically what he said. He's like, I want you to just to like I think the exact phrasing was like, I want you to live like carefree in the care of God, and I want you just to not be so consumed with getting. But he wasn't, the way I read it was like he wasn't condemning anyone for like being consumed with getting. It was more of it was like he said, I want you to be free to respond to God's giving. And I was like, yeah, it struck me like really, I don't know, in a really neat way, because I also thought of like I'm sure I heard this from somewhere else too. It was like God's caring, if you want to look at it that way, God, divine, whomever you believe in. He was like, it's like saying like I got like it's like I'm with you, and I'm gonna carry the backpack today. And here's how I like backpacking, so probably resolved to that analogy. It's like, when you need water, I got it. I'll give you some water. You want a snack? I'll give you a snack. Food. If you're tired, we'll throw the tent up and we'll get some rest. It was just like, so yeah. So God works for good for all those who love Him. It also made me think of that. He's like, because he's like Jesus was just like, chill out, relax, and I thought that was it's total. That's a paraphrase on a paraphrase on a paraphrase, but I think that's the point of it. That was the heart of it. So it's pretty good. So that's cool. Thanks for the comment there. It's fun. I think it's about it right now. Let me just double check here. So yeah, it's looking about it. So that's cool. But yeah, we'll yeah, again, I said we'll keep doing this as much as I can, as I want to. This is fun. I do like this, the chance for interaction. I was a little nervous about it at first because I'm always like, it's live. You can't edit this. Like, don't say anything that you like. Don't screw this up. But this is fun. This is good. I think that is worth any chance for the dialogue is fun. So we'll keep doing this. Like I said, get some more random things, and appreciate that, Mark. Thanks. And that's it, guys. Yeah, I will talk to you later, next time, whenever that is, and we're just gonna keep this thing rolling along. All right. I gotta figure out how to end this. Oh, I got it. I'm smart. Okay. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.